As máquinas do here. Don't pull it off.
Que culpa si 50 para ver.
CK 24 and don't play. Don't play by that one. Nobody thought that. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay.
Está
Wow, he's a wild dog.
But he's
good.
fine. He's gonna be good. He'll hang out with them. We're not the. Yeah, and I'm just gonna